Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Jumping straight into it, 15th of April, Baker Street. See, that's where grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh my, sure you were given that. Yeah, did you let me keep it, after I looked at him for long enough? He went through his pockets and then he said, "Go on then, have it," before telling me to scalp her. Always pays off, giving people a look like you ate them. I can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind. The music box disc? But Mr. Winterbank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm going to go and have another bash. Give him a long hard stare. I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Winterbanks again today. Why not? That's not fair. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. Police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Winterbank. That disc's mine! I had the ticket for this coat and it was in this coat's pocket! And there should be something else and all. That's what that rotten cove said, ain't it? Yeah, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well then, that's mine too, whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for today. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Sholmes. So, what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Eh? I would be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Nata. Oh. Why'd I come around your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? Oh dear, she's gone. Having revelled quite necessarily, might I add. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guests at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry. I believe I will have a rather splendid dinner surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting. What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Mr. Sato. Until later then. Okay, well, we can't really go anywhere else, so I assume we're just going to Sholmes' suite. I mean, if that's the case, so be it. Okay, 15th of April, 3:46 PM, Sholmes' suite. Ah, Susie and Runo, come in. Well, good afternoon, Iris. Oh, I dropped my Joy-Con. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Where's my Joy-Con gone? Help. I can tell you I haven't recorded this series for like 2 months. I apologise. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always? I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh yes. After all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of hers shining. Oh dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Jenny! Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news. Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yeah, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruto? By the way, Iris, what's Sholmes up to? Really? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry. I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologise. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything. Yeah, you see. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yeah, except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. What's the matter, Bruno? You have such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, nothing. I know what it is. Where does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? You're wondering. Am I right? How? How did you... Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book. Oh, this girl is dangerous. Don't you worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. Well, fair enough then. We may as well dig for info. Nope, I do not plan to investigate this room. That's for the sequel. So converse, Ginny. So, by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilded case 2 months ago, right? Yes. Who else stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher? Although, after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, and now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I chase after her down the back alleys. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I let her have the latest colour of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. There are so many beautiful colours in the world, Ginny wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Ooh, I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she does actually come. Okay, and secondary, living with Sholmes. I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, it has crossed my mind. That and where are your real parents? My mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. At around the same time, my father... Well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh. Wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysterious cases together. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them all up in his diaries. That was in the metal chest over there. Really? He recorded them all? So, you mean it's true? Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Oh yes. I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So, Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father? Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more. So I opened it up, and I found your father's memoirs. Yeah. So I asked Hurley, who wrote these? And he nearly fell off his chair. But then he told me, that's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. Okay, Iris's father then. I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy. I mean, it must have done. I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see. Especially lies. I know when people are lying before they even open their mouths sometimes. Right. Anyway, so I was fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, actually. I'd always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, he's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he's solved the case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So, the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It was quite a shock for everyone. You can say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's why he prompted me to study and study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris's father, who went to some distant land, and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. The court will now hear the trial of Neremik Naruto. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University. And the man who, in the most bizarre of circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Miss Sasato? Yes. Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that'd be the best. Ah, my dearest fellows, how good to see you. Mr. Sholmes. Whatever you make your presence not known to me before. Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? My violin? Wherever you talking about, madame? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows. Oh, another music box disc. No, not another disc, Miss Sasato. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as evidence, Mr. McGilded's disc. Oh my! Then, what's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruto, I think that though I have an undeniable term for detection, I may even well be more adept at larceny. Oh, that would be wonderful exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. And Runa could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught. Right. Plus, Susie has such beautiful handwriting she could write all our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Okay, well, converse then. The music box disc. How did you get this? I don't understand. How did that disc come to be in your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friends in times of loneliness, sir, I'm not mistaken. If you will humour me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detectives confiscated the disc. I'll be taking that if it is Mr. McGill's answer the art, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yeah, of course. If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yeah, you did. But I still don't understand. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into a pair of bars. Like this. That's amazing! The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have made an image in the caramel. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. How extraordinary! Carrying a pair of these on one's person frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. Yeah, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. Well then, may as well say what music is on. So, do tell us then, Mr. Sholmes, what does the music disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness, you don't know, Bruno? Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small protuberances plug the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music boxes to be invented used a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it. But over time, a new type of player was produced, one which uses discs such as these. With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe. Why exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of the other, and we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It is quite intractable. Ah, I see. So that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, it's of no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all music boxes ever made in Europe. Every music box? That's early for you. You're always taking things too far. But my dear girl, an unresolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. Okay, Magnus McGilded then, last but not least. Magnus McGilded, not a name expected here again so soon. Yeah, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows, still now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGild's innocence in the trial, the newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGilded was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Okay, well then. Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Ginny will be here before long. Thank you, Iris. Oh, well you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let us be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes. You may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Winterbank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned something like it. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of the worldly mysteries lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe. So you heard about that, did you? I expect you're as incensed as I was. Oh yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom gathering dust. My dear madame, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it, more secure than the bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure? Well, there may be the occasional mix-up, caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from now. Do you have any idea how long it took for me to write that Baskerville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. Ah! What's going on here? Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie, what did you just say? You said The Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's because Mr. Sato is such a great fan of all the stories of Mr. Sholmes, of course. But Bruno, The Hound of the Baskervilles has never been published. What? When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet. I don't understand. That's why he said that he'd be keeping it safe. Until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see. So that's why the manuscript is at Winterbanks? And yet how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on? Ah. What is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Miss Lestrade! This was a bad idea. I know I won't welcome. I'm going. No, wait, Miss Lestrade! We've been eagerly waiting for your arrival. Haven't we, Iris? Oh yes, just wait there, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Oh, come on, Susie. Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home. Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come on in. What say you to some men song? I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, then. Hello. Sorry, it was a very important screenshot. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves, well into the night. "15th of April, 9:34 PM. Naruto's Legal Consultancy." That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Oh yes, Iris's cooking was truly divine. And I feel as though I can still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin even now. Best of all, I wish I could steal the glasses off his lordship's face next time we're in court. Naruto-san, could I consult with you about something? I wonder. What's the matter, Sasato-san? It's about the telegram I received. Ah, the one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose. I've been summoned. What? Summoned? What do you mean? The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me. The Lord Chief Justice? When? Tomorrow morning. What? Then we have to start preparing at once. Oh, no, that wouldn't be necessary now, Naruto-san. I've been summoned alone. Alone? What on earth for? I have no idea. I suppose I'll find out tomorrow. What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? Good evening, friends. Ah, Iris. Hello again. And Gina, too. Yes, Ginny's gonna stay with us tonight. She's gonna sleep in with me. Isn't that right, Ginny? Well, yeah. How lovely. Let me make a pot of tea. You know, I've learned so much today. Oh, what in particular? All those things Ginny showed us, wasn't it wonderful? Ah, you mean all those pickpocketing techniques. We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we? I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could earn a living from it. You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So, what brings you to our humble quarters at this late hour? Well, you see, I came to return this. Wait, what? Oh, that's mine! Oh my, however did you? I told you, didn't I? I have an actual talent for it. Oh yes, I'd forgotten. Iris is literally a child genius. So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it though. Ah, thank you. Alright then, good night. Yes, good night. So this is your office, is it? What do you think, Ginny? I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with all over in a place like this. Yes, me too. Ha 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 ha. It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about. I suppose she probably wants to talk about the manuscript. Yes, I suppose she probably does. Okay then. So the manuscript. Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I'm so sorry. I need a little more time, please. Alright, I understand. I hope I haven't made you feel awkward. Oh no, not at all, Iris, not at all. I know what all this is about, really, but... It's a story you made up, is it, Iris? This manuscript, or whatever you call it? It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries. Daddy's? That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Ginny, but... My daddy was Sylvie's assistant once. He is partner. Eh? They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Is that right, mister? Apparently so. I'm as surprised as you are, though. And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see. So I studied them and write all my stories based on what actually happened. So, where's your old man now, then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land, and he'll be gone for a very long time. So, I've never really met him. Oh, right. Come to think of it, I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. Okay, so Hound of the Baskervilles. Iris, this Hound of the Baskervilles story, I take it it's another tale inspired by your father's accounts? That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow. From the other cases, I mean. Oh? How? I don't really know, but it must be special in some way, because after I'd written it and I showed the manuscript to Hurley, he turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I've ever seen him like that. It pains me to have to say this after you've told over it for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances. But why not? It was one of my best works. I'm not at liberty to say, not now, so please do not ask me. Alright then, I won't. But I do solemnly swear that I'll explain everything one day, Iris, when the time is right. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Winterbank, isn't it? Yes. He said it was to be somewhere very safe. That really gets my goat, that does. He's treating you like a child. It's mean, that's what it is, keeping secrets like that. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes isn't trying to be mean. If he said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure there must have been a very good reason. I think so too. You lot are too trusting for your own good. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. Sholmes is lying to Iris. I bet my life on it. What? Hurley's lying to me? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, Care to elaborate as to why, Gina? Okay, so your parents and Sholmes' lie. I've realised I don't know anything about your parents, Gina. I ain't got any, have I? Never did have. Oh. Look, the East End's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born. Not even our mums. But we all stick together. The other ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by. So that's why you're pickpockets. Nah, diving's my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse. And that's all we can afford to eat. It's like old Robin Hood, ain't it? That's how I see it. Oh, Gina. I do think about it sometimes. Would it be like to have parents, I mean? I always thought it'd make everything right. But having listened to what Iris just said, sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you know you never had them, you don't feel like you always wanted to meet them. It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, Iris. Okay, and Sholmes' lie. Gina, what did you mean when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris? Well, he reckons he pops up that metal script or whatever, right? But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Oh my, why would you think that, Gina? It's simple. If that story really was an old in-the-back storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, could know about it. Ah. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he's sold it. Without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Ah! Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Bare-faced liars, but a lot of them. You just ain't realised it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't out Winterbanks. You'd soon see if you had a look. Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Sholmes is a liar like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. See? Oh, but I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean, I think that sometimes I wonder if he might have hid my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris. Oh my goodness, look at the time! Come along, Ginny, we should go back downstairs. Yeah, alright. And please, don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you? No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina. You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh yes, please. I can't wait, Susie. Good night then. Iris. It sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult, but deep down, she's still just a child. Well, I think it's time I turned in for the night too, Mr. Naruhodo. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris's father, but also the name of the murdered visiting professor at Yume University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo. That voice. That's Mr. Sholmes. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's an independent young woman. She probably decided to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, I received the distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Mr. Susato. No, I don't believe the girl's gone home. But I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me. Look out of the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? Wait a minute. Why is there a light on at this time of night? That's Mr. Winterbank's prawn brokery. Mr. Winterbank's? Oh no. It's simple. If that story really was in old Winterbank's storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. Could Gina have gone? It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? Oh, no, not really. Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once! Mr. Sato? "16th of April, 1:14 AM, Baker Street. The door to Winterbank's. It's open! And the lamp is burning. It must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more than sinister. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is afoot inside. There's no one here. Oh yes, there is. Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! What the? Has Sholmes been shot? Leave me, Mr. Naruto. After them! Go! Right. Blast! I've lost them. Hello, what do we have here? The alarm was just raised from this pawnbroker's, sir. Would you know something about that? Officer, come with me. It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes. He's been shot! Shot? With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Winterbank's.
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Naruto.
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry! It's Gina!
Well, that seems like a fixed points to end. So if you have enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, helps out a bunch, lets me know some more of this, all that good stuff. Next episode coming in less than 2 months. But until next time, all that said and all that aside, thanks for watching, guys. My name's been Neremik, and peace out.